Hello everyone, you have come to Tata Comic Preview channel. Let read together. Have fun. This is an art collage novel video. I made this series so you guys can experience the story faster. The video will focus on the character's psychology, the images are for illustration purposes only. The Confucian school's expansive heavenly energy seemed gentle, but it was actually ferocious. On the surface, it was moderate and mild, on the inside, it was tenacious and violent. Toughness and gentleness were combined. When it was unleashed, the expansive heavenly energy resembled a body of righteous qi. Hence, there were many who preferred to cultivate in the Confucian school. There were many Confucian elites in the divine capital. Many Confucian elites were palace officials as well. Among the 8 great generals, Su Shang and Yuan'er were Confucian elites. Yuan'er would succeed or die trying to complete the orders given by Emperor Yongzhou. Emperor Yongzhou launched a campaign against the other tribes and established peace in the kingdom. For the people, for Great Yan, for the citizens. Yuan'er would not allow anyone to disturb His Majesty's plans. There was a buzz in the air when the expansive heavenly energy was released. Energy seals in the shape of runes materialized around Yuan'er. The script seals joined together in a long chain and curled into the shape of a long dragon. Script seals golden dragon. Yuan'er cried out as the huge script seals golden dragon soared. Huang Shiji's eyes widened as he gritted his teeth. He raised both arms and fought with all his might as he released an energy seal that formed a circular wall. Boom. The first attack by the script seal's golden dragon instantly shattered the energy seal wall. Huang Shiji had no choice but to retreat. The script seal's golden dragon continued to attack. At this juncture, they were fighting for their lives. Huang Shiji knew he would be a goner if he let his guard down. Yuan'er controlled the golden dragon and struck with both palms. The script seal's golden dragon lunged at Huang Shiji for the second time. The golden dragon's eyes were huge scripts. Huang Shiji frowned deeply and folded his palms to block the attack again. Huang Shiji, you've been fooled. The script seal golden dragon split into 2 and pincered Huang Shiji from the left and right. 2 script seal golden dragons attacked at the same time. Shit. Bam. When Huang Shiji parted his palms, it was too late. Before he could launch the energy seal from his palms, he was struck by the dragon heads. The attacks hit his arms, and he reeled back. He bit back the pain as he stumbled and fell to the ground. Yuan'er nodded in satisfaction. The twin script seal's golden dragons coiled themselves around his body. Island Master Huang, is this all you got? Yuan'er, Brother Ji has already attained the 9-leaf stage a long time ago. Why are you being so stubborn? Huang Shiji persuaded. Old geezer. If there's no guarantee, His Majesty wouldn't venture into the tiger's den. Lu Ge is also a 9-leaf cultivator? Huang Shiji exclaimed in shock. There can't be 9-leaf cultivators in this world. 9-leaf cultivators aren't allowed to exist. I've said what I have to say. It's time to send you on your way. Yuan'er no longer wasted any words. The script seal golden dragons merged into one. The golden dragon danced in the air and lunged at Huang Shiji's face. I'm not a person who's afraid of death. Huang Shiji let out a burst of primal qi. At this moment. Whoosh. A ringing rang from above. The sound was too unique. It easily attracted the attention of the 2 men. In the skies, a jasper-like saber spun down. At first glance, it did not look eye-catching. However, its speed was extremely shocking. The energy wind stirred up by the spinning blade was different from other weapons. Most importantly, the saber's target seemed to be the huge script seal's golden dragon. Just when it was about to land on the script seal's golden dragon, the saber suddenly shot out spinning energy sabers. It sliced through the golden dragon. The golden dragon was split into 2. It instantly lost its momentum. The script seal shattered like glass and fell in just a blink of an eye. The recoil from the destruction of the script seal's golden dragon sent Yuan'er flying back. His expression changed slightly. He staggered more than 10 steps back before he stomped on the ground to stabilize himself. He felt fear tightened its grip around his heart when he saw the saber. The saber split the script seal golden dragon. It spun 2 times. With a crisp sound, it stabbed into the ground. Sunlight glinted off the blade. Anyone with a keen eye would be able to tell the saber was special. It was well known that heaven-grade weapons could break through energy. A saber capable of slaying a dragon such as this one were few and far in between. There was only a person who owned a jasper-like saber such as this one. The same name surfaced in both Huang Shiji and Yuan'er's minds: Zhenghai, the Evil Sky Pavilion's first disciple, the sect master of the Nether Sect master, and the 8-leaf elite who was trying to take over the world. It had to be Zhenghai. Yuan'er felt slightly nervous. He could not help but look up. As he had dreaded, Zhenghai, who was dressed in a navy robe, descended from the skies with his hands on his back. Soon after, he landed firmly with both feet on the ground. Boom. Energy rippled outward. Zing. The jasper saber flew from the shockwave back into Zhenghai's hand. He tightened his grip around the saber. Yuan'er gulped. Even among 8-leaf cultivators, there were different levels. Although he was one of the 8 great generals, faced with Zhenghai, he keenly felt his presence and cultivation base were lacking in comparison. He did not wish to fight against such a powerful opponent. He did not even want to meet such an elite. Zhenghai turned around slowly and looked at Yuan'er. He said tonelessly, "Yuan'er? You. Zhenghai." As soon as Yuan'er finished speaking, Zhenghai struck with his palm. Bam. Yuan'er blocked the attack with his arm and stumbled 3 steps back. Zhenghai shook his head. 8 great generals? You. Zhenghai struck again. The palm seal pushed forward and struck Yuan'er's arms precisely. Bam. Yuan'er took 5 steps backward. Zhenghai said in a grim tone, challenging the evil sky pavilion. I. Zhenghai struck for the 3rd time. Boom. With this strike, Yuan'er rode on the momentum, stepped into the air, turned around, and fled. Run. The moment Yuan'er saw Zhenghai, he knew that he could not possibly win. Running away was the only option available. He could only keep his life if he fled. He rose into the air. Expansive heavenly energy shrouded his 8-leaf avatar. How can you leave? I'm just getting started. Zhenghai forcefully flung his jasper saber out. The jasper saber spun like a top and shot out with a speed that far surpassed Yuan'er's speed. Halfway toward its target, the jasper saber released a powerful spinning energy. The great dark heaven memorial, dark heaven starlight. The trees and plants within 100 meters were felled by the energy. It was also at this moment the dark heaven starlight passed through Yuan'er's body. Bam. A chip could be seen on Yuan'er's avatar. He had no choice but to recall his avatar and drop down to the ground. He wore a frightened expression on his face as saw Zhenghai approaching. He put up all his defenses as he retreated and cried out, "I have no wish to fight you. Will the fight stop just because you want it to?" Zhenghai had one hand on his back as he walked toward Yuan'er. Was this a joke? Yuan'er was one of the 8 great generals while Zhenghai was the sect master of the Nether Sect. He would conquer the divine capital sooner or later. They were both enemies. How could they not fight? Yuan'er seethed in anger. I admit your cultivation base is more profound than mine. However, you might not necessarily have an advantage if we fight to the death. Zhenghai looked at Yuan'er like a wild wolf looking at a rabbit awaiting its death. You can try. He flicked with his hand. Bam. The jasper saber spun out. Stamping saber. Several energy sabers flew erratically. They looked both mystical and peculiar at the same time. Yuan'er did not expect Zhenghai to attack without warning. His expression changed as he quickly joined his palms together. Expansive heavenly energy was stirred up around him. At the same time, Zhenghai moved swiftly with a speed that surpassed the Jasper saber. Grand technique. In just a blink of an eye, Zhenghai appeared before Guiran and struck with a palm. Bam! The palm seal struck Guiran's chest. Guiran slid back on the ground. His blood essence surged and his breathing stopped for a moment. Bam! Guiran crashed on a tree. The Jasper saber did not attack. Instead, it flew back to Zhenghai's hand. Guiran pressed his chest and looked at Zhenghai incredulously. His attacks were fierce, but his control was precise. Based on this, one could see how experienced he was in combat. Zhenghai said, "Aren't you ashamed of yourself? One of the great 8 generals bullying an old man?" Guiran wanted to say that he was an old man as well. Huang Shiji felt slightly awkward when he heard Zhenghai's words. Zhenghai continued to advance. Guiran's eyes reddened as he said, "You're only striking a man when he's down. In that case, let me allow you 3 strikes." Zhenghai extended his left hand in an inviting gesture. "Are you trying to humiliate me?" It was only then that Guiran realized, with Zhenghai's strength, Zhenghai could have killed him with a move. However, Zhenghai did not. Zhenghai nodded. A soldier can be killed but not humiliated. Some people don't deserve respect. Fine, fine, fine. Guiran repeated the same word over and over again. It seemed like he was close to breaking down. Guiran had nowhere to run or hide. He was already at the end of the road. He inhaled deeply before he raised his right hand to have a look. Soon enough, he calmed down, and a fierce expression appeared on his face as well. His change of attitude made it clear he no longer cared about life or death. "I've never used this technique before. Since Sect Master used forcing me into a corner, I have no choice. I hope this will satisfy you," Guiran said as he raised his left hand and struck his Dantian Sea of Qi. Bam! Guiran's Sea of Qi ignited at once. Expansive heavenly energy surged from his body like burning flames. His eyes became bloodshot, his tendons and bones seemed to have undergone transformations as well. A shocked expression appeared on Huang Shiji's face upon seeing this. He hastily said, "Sect Master you should dodge this." Zhenghai ignored Huang Shiji's advice. He remained calm. He had faced many elites in life, after all. The cultivation world was largely divided into the Confucian, Buddhist, and Taoist sections. Each sect had its own specialties. He had met many elites like Guiran in the past. For this reason, he did not have any reaction to Guiran. The flaming expansive heavenly energy emitted a domineering aura. Just as Guiran was about to attack. Whoosh! The Jasper saber shone with a mysterious light before it shot out and neatly slashed Guiran's neck. It was so fast that he did not even have time to react. Just like that, the battle had ended. Zhenghai no longer spared Guiran another glance. He turned around indifferently and made his way to the Evil Sky Pavilion. Meanwhile, Huang Shiji regarded Guiran with a complex look in his eyes. "That's it?" At this moment, Guiran's head slid off his neck. Although Huang Shiji was the island master of Penglai Island, he was still slightly taken aback by this gory side. He turned away and hurriedly caught up to Zhenghai. Zhenghai said conversationally, "You underestimated me, Island Master Huang." Guiran planned to fight with all his might by burning his sea of qi and blood essence. If I allow him to act, it'd be troublesome to deal with him. I don't have much free time, so I won't play along with his silly game. It's easier to end it with a single strike. He was going to die anyway. That was an impressive move, Sect Master you. My horizons have been widened, Huang Shiji replied. Zhenghai stopped in his tracks suddenly. He looked at Huang Shiji and asked, "How have you been since our last meeting, Brother Huang?" There was no doubt that Huang Shiji had been a great help to Zhenghai. Huang Shiji smiled and said, it's all thanks to Brother Ji holding up the island with his hand that Penglai was saved from its crisis. That's good to hear, Yu Zhenghai replied. I have to thank you as well, Sect Master Yu, for your timely arrival. That Guiran was slightly troublesome to deal with, Huang Shiji said. Yu Zhenghai said bluntly, since we're brothers, you can just address me as brother. Sect Master Yu sounds too formal. Huang Shiji was slightly taken aback. He truly did not care about the form of address one way or another. However, since he addressed Ji Tiandao as Brother Ji, if he were to address Yu Zhenghai as brother as well, would that not make Ji Tiandao and Yu Zhenghai brother as well? How awkward. Yu Zhenghai could tell what was going through Huang Shiji's mind. He patted Huang Shiji's shoulder and said, there's no need to worry, Brother Huang. We'll keep this separate from my master. I see. Despite his words, Huang Shiji still felt uncomfortable. Yu Zhenghai laughed and said, let's go. Did you come all the way from Yan province? Huang Shiji asked. Yes. I came here as quickly as I could, but it took longer than expected. What's the situation at the Evil Sky Pavilion? Yu Zhenghai asked as he took to the sky. Huang Shiji followed suit as he shook his head and said with a sigh, things aren't looking great. It's Emperor Yongshou, he's alive. He seems to have mastered some method to prolong his life. It's an extremely arcane art. Brother Ji is still in his cultivation state. The cultivation bases of the others aren't profound enough. I fear for their lives, Huang Shiji said. Upon hearing this, Yu Zhenghai frowned and said in a deep voice, Brother Huang, I'll make my way there first. Without waiting for Huang Shiji's reply, he appeared hundreds of feet away with a flurry of movements. In just a blink of an eye, he vanished from sight. Huang Shiji was shocked by Yu Zhenghai's successive use of his grand technique. He unhurriedly made his way to the Evil Sky Pavilion since he had almost depleted his primal chi. Moreover, he would not be of much help even if he was at the Evil Sky Pavilion now. He murmured to himself, it seems like the Evil Sky Pavilion has been restored to its former glory. This is how an eldest senior brother should behave. Huang Shiji's words inevitably reminded himself of his first disciple, Zhenghai. He turned his head to the side with a slightly contemptuous expression on his face. Tui. Comparisons would only bring forth misery. Penglai Island. Zhenghai shuddered and sneezed before he rose to his feet. Who the fuck's bad-mouthing me? He saw Li Jingyi tickling his nose with a feather with a smile on her face. She asked, are you still sleeping at this hour? Zhenghai moved the feather away from his face and said, stop this, junior sister. Eldest senior brother, the Battle of Yan province is at hand. Aren't you going to give me some pointers? Ever since Li Jingyi entered the palace and stayed by Wei Zhuoyan's side in the army, she had always received tips from Zhenghai. Wei Zhuoyan became the commander-in-chief of the three armies with Li Jingyi's help. With the death of the real Wei Zhuoyan, the fake Wei Zhuoyan status was merely a shadow of what it once was. However, Li Jingyi did not change. Old Senior Ji has helped us greatly in the past, we have to let him win. I'm afraid Wei Zhuoyan would obey the palace's orders. You can just disappear and let him handle it, Zhenghai said. You're not concerned about the imperial family? Li Jingyi asked. Zhenghai was the third prince, after all. I'm not. Zhenghai leaned back on his chair indifferently. He rested his head against the seat, attempting to go back to sleep, after he said, let me know when master returns. His chair is a really good sleeping spot. Inside the southern pavilion of the Evil Sky Pavilion. Master, sixth junior sister's condition doesn't look so good. If we let this go on, I'm afraid. Ming Shirin had examined Yi Tianxin earlier. He was clearly worried. Lu Zhou looked at Ming Shirin and said, Old Fourth, go and clean up the mountain. If anyone comes, report to me. Yes, master. Ming Shirin turned around and left at once. Zhou Yushu stood in front of everyone and said, the script seal's golden dragon is a fierce move. We can only restore her vitality after dealing with the golden dragon's effect. Alas, it's too late. Lang Luo recalled the scene when the pavilion master healed Princess Yongning, so he asked, "Pavilion master, why don't you use your healing technique again?" Lu Zhou looked at him and said, "If there's nothing else, get out, all of you." Understood. The others bowed and left the southern pavilion respectfully. Only a few dozen female cultivators remained inside the southern pavilion. They kneeled on the floor and kowtowed at Lu Zhou. Lu Zhou looked at them as he said, "She's my disciple. I won't let her die so easily. Get out." Understood. The female cultivators left. The southern pavilion fell silent. Lu Zhou walked into the room. When he saw the white-haired and unconscious Yi Tianxin, he frowned deeply. Lu Zhou flipped his palm. A strengthened critical heal card materialized in his hand. He shattered the card, and light enveloped her immediately. A unique and mystical power swirled around Yi Tianxin and nourished her extraordinary 8 meridians. The corrosive effect of the script seal's golden dragon was being purged. Her internal injuries were also healing at an alarming rate.